welcome everybody. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV, and I'm right about to start or return to my 1961 vintage APBA replay using the actual vintage APBA cards, using the classic boards, using the classic sacrifice booklet, the classic roster, the classic yellow shaker, the cardboard shaker, and the APBA dice. And just some reasons why you should tune in to my replays and my recordings is that, hey, number one is that I love baseball. I played baseball. I was a high school baseball player. My son was a varsity high school baseball player, and I coach a lot of his teams. Been going to baseball games my whole life. Big baseball fan forever, and that's something that is just part of what I do. I'm fairly knowledgeable, and I'm always learning. I get a lot of tips from people. I play different eras. I'm learning the 59 season, and I'm learning the 61 season, the earlier seasons. Mostly a late 70s guy. So, but I am fairly knowledgeable. For example, in the 61, you have a couple of good teams like the Yankees and the Cincinnati Reds are at the top. Then you have the Detroit Tigers and the Los Angeles Dodgers, the top four teams. I'm using Baseball Reference for that. You can get a lot of little anecdotes and a lot of tips and hacks on where you can find information and different approaches to playing and rolling our tabletop games as well. Dedicated, I work, so that cuts into a lot of the time that I have to roll, but I do try to roll about a game a day. I don't broadcast every day, but I am trying to broadcast a couple of times a week when I think it's a game that's fairly interesting. Been doing this a while now, and I enjoy the camaraderie and the interaction with all the gamers and so on. It's a lot of fun. Another reason, number 4, is I play vintage. I play vintage, and I use a lot of the vintage, boards and charts and cards and so on and so forth. So you get a chance to go back in time, go back into that time travel, back into the 60s or back into the 70s. I sometimes will use the sponsors from that era as well on my broadcast. So I feel that's a fun touch. I do have the crowd sound in the background. Some people don't agree with that. I feel that I cannot roll a game without it. It's just important to me. So that's another reason. And finally, reason number 5 is I got some excellent sims that that I play, and I play consistently. I have season replays on, for example, APBA 1961, replaying the race for 61, the 61 home runs between Maris and Mantle and so on. I play Fall Classic Baseball 1959 and 1976. What a great game Fall Classic Baseball is. I think it's a diamond in the rough, undiscovered. As is the other game that I play, Deep Drive Baseball 1971. I have a 1971 replay, and I have a 2019 replay as well. An excellent year for DeGrom. I have those two. I'm waiting for their updated version 3 cards to continue that. They're on. I think they completed the 2019. I have to grab those, but the 1971 are the ones that I'm really waiting for. I like the older seasons. I like the older classic vintage seasons because there aren't as many changes constantly, that you get the same players again and again. I really like that. Finally, I'm doing another vintage replay that nobody else is doing. It's Status Pro 1983. I'm replaying the Seaver season. I've replayed it in APBA and Stratomatic and Pop, Payoff Pitch. And now I'm doing it with Status Pro, and I use, again, the classic Status Pro cards, the classic boards, the classic rules, and so on and so forth. And that is really it's very immersive in times into another era, and I really love that feel, and I know you guys will too. And finally, I have I have different side projects going on that I play. I have a Stratomatic on my table. I play a game with them periodically, and I also have a 67 and a 1970 APBA replay going. That's like on a secondary level. I don't know how far I'll get into those. I'm also part of an inside pitch league, and every so often you will see an inside pitch game, whether it's an exhibition game or it's a league game. But you will get to know my team, the Metros, and that's a lot of fun to do. So I got a lot of stuff going on, and I welcome you to watch this broadcast of a 1961 game between the, let's see who we got here, the Los Angeles Angels and the New York Yankees. And this game was played April 20th, 1961. And I'll give you more information as we go along in the game. Well, thanks for watching. All right, everybody, here we are back to the vintage season of 1961, the race for 61. And from memory, I think I took about a week break because I was playing the 1976 and the 1959 Fall Classics. I'm also playing the 1983 Status Pro Seaver replay that I'm always excited about, to replay Tom Terrific. He's doing well in that replay as well. You should tune in for that. And this is a game played April 20th. This is the second game of a doubleheader, 1961. Excuse me. And it's let's go over the lineup for the Los Angeles Angels. Now, I'm using the classic cards with disclaimers. I had to use Steve's card maker to make up. I'm trying to use actual lineups, and I found that the Los Angeles Angels have a ton of players that are not carded in the 20. 61 only came with 20 players. They didn't come out with the extra players until 1964, where they came in sheets and you had to cut them out yourself. I do have the 1964 set, which is exciting to me, and I'm going to unbox that pretty soon. So let's start off with Fritz Brickel. He's a shortstop, and he's leading off. Ken Aspermonti, second baseman. And let's look at these cards as I do this. I don't know how... so Aspermonti is next, and he's a 7. At second base. I have to, what I do with the classic cards, these I made a copy from his team. I think he played with 2 teams, so I made a copy from the other team, put the original card back in the original team, and then I'm using this backup card. So he's a 7 at second base. Then it's Leon Wagner in the outfield. He's playing right field. Batting cleanup is Ted Kluszewski, Clue, left-handed hitter, first baseman, big power guy. Bob Serve is in left field. Then you got Ken Hunt, the outfielder. He's in center field. Gene Leake at third base. I made him a 3. Don't know too much about it. Just kind of improvised it. It's not a very good team. They only had 70 wins and 90 losses, so they're usually a fielding column 3 in this game. Then you got Del Rice, a 6 catcher, and then the pitcher, of course, is going to be Ned Garver. A D, which is basically the league average of runs scored and runs given up and however they do it, an ERA. He's an R and a W. An R, I believe, means he doesn't strike out very many, and a W means he walks, more than the league average. All right, so let's go over the Yankees real quick here. It's going to be Richardson leading off. He's a second baseman. Again, I made copies of these, so I don't have to sleeve them all. But these are the actual copies of the actual cards for that 1961 season. As you can see, there's no injury rating yet. Hector Lopez is in left field, batting second. Batting third, the lefty Tony Kubick, the shortstop, at an 8. Cleanup is Mickey Mantle. He's a 3 center fielder. Batting fourth is Roger Maris, right fielder, a 2. Then you have Moose Skowron, the first baseman, batting 6th. Batting 7th is Elston Howard, the catcher, decent, above average catcher. And you have Cleve Boyer, an outstanding third baseman, batting 8th. And batting 9th and pitching is going to be a guy named Bob Turley. There was no card for him, so I had to grab him. I believe there may actually have been no, there's no card for him, so I made this card. He's a Y, W, and a D. So that's it. We're ready to roll here, and let's do it. So the managers exchange the scorecards, and they go back, the lineup cards, and they go back to their perspective or respective dugouts, and we're ready to start. And here's Fritz Brickle leading off. Using the actual sacrifice booklet, okay, that is taped. That's how it came. It's not a bound, spiral bound, okay, in 61. And then of course I'm using the larger boards, the original 61 boards as well, and I have those open to my left. And let's do it. So we're using actually a shaker, the cardboard shaker. You can hear that sound, right? It's different from the plastic 70. Oh, this is a plastic 70 shaker, but again, sounds about. Oh, there it is. It's kind of. This has a little bit. Pretty much sound the same, but this is. Let's see that. Yeah, this is a little bit louder. Here, let's see that. So it seems a little bit more muffled. I don't know. Maybe so, maybe not. Let's start with Brickle. Here's a pitch, and that's a 41, which is a 24. Bounce to short. That is Kubick over to first and one down. So a quick out here for Bob Turley, and we're going to need those quick outs. And let's get that down. 6-3. Next up is Aspermonti with a 27, and that'll be bounced to third. Charged by Boyer, fires to first and in time. That's a Boyer to Skowron for out number 2. So 2 quick outs for Bob Turley. And here's Leon Wagner with a 52, and that is a check swing. And Boyer charges bare hands, fires to first, dug out by Skowron. And that is 3 up and 3 down for Turley. And we move to the bottom of the first. So one thing about APBA, and one of the reasons people love APBA, is that you can replay seasons and very, very quickly, because games, once you know the first couple of boards, can take, 15 minutes to play. Plays very fast. You can get a lot of 10-second innings using APBA baseball. Here's Bobby Richardson leading off against Ned Garver with a 51, and that's a check swing, and that's going to be a infield single. Nobody can get to that ball, and it dies in the infield. Got past the pitcher, and Brickle was nowhere near it. He charged in, but Richardson was at first base by the time Brickle got to the ball. So that's an infield hit for Bobby Richardson, and here is Hector Lopez. And that's a 26, which is a fly ball, right field. That's Wagner out there, and he puts it away. 1 on, 1 out. Here comes Tony Kubick. That's a 53 and E4. Now, let's see if I have the one thing. Well, you know what? I'm going to play classic ball, and I'm not going to use. There's an additional little chart that it's a randomizer. I'm not going to use that. It's going to be a 20. The second baseman is a 7 with a runner on first, and that's going to say ground ball. And he boots it, and that will send Richardson to third. First on error, runner to third, E4. So that's what we're going to do here. Let's send, so it's going to be a ground ball, error. Wait a second. Let's see how I can do this. Okay, there it is. Error on the second baseman, runner to third. So first and third now. And here comes Mantle. So the infield's back for the double play. They're willing to concede a run here early in the game. Mantle with a 44, and that is ripped to right center field for a base hit. Richardson scores, RBI. And Kubick will go to third on this, I believe. First and third, let's see. He may stop at second. Let me check. First and third, got to check those humongous boards. And he's a D. Runner scores other to third. So first and third, and the Yankees strike first with an RBI single by Mickey Mantle. The crowd here at the Yankee Stadium cheer him on. And it's a I put the batter that he drove in. All right, so next up with first and third and only one out is Roger Maris, who's, I believe, hasn't hit his first home run yet. Mantle's hit some. Skowron's hit a bunch. But Roger Maris has not hit a home run yet. And here's a pitch, and that snake eyes. It was almost there. That's going to be a 51, and that's going to be a 9. First and third with a 9, and that's a single over short. 1 run scores, other to second. So it's 2-0 Yanks now. And just keep in mind that both these pitchers are D, so there's nothing that they can do about this. This is just a league average rolling, basically. Or the results is in the league average of runs scored and ERA and so on. Here's Moose Skowron. And that's a 44. Wow, that's a 7 this time with first and second. And that's going to be a single to left. 1 scores. Let's see if we have any slow runners on base. I do not think so. No, he's fast. Maris is fast. Mantle is fast. So 1 scores, another RBI single, 1 scores, and the other to third. So an RBI drives in number 4. And he drove in number 3 here. And here comes Elston Howard. Make a little bit more space. I keep double score. So Skowron with a single, first and third. I got paper score and I got online score as well. That keeps my stat. Replay PC Baseball is my stat keeper. Here is Elston Howard. That's a 53 and an 18. This is a potential another error. And remember, they don't have good defense. It's a 6. I use the advanced option for, so it's a 6. 53 and 18, and that's going to be a hit. Oh, in this case, first and third, it's a hit by pitch. That's going to load the bases, and that hurts. But he's not going to show it because you don't do that out of respect for the past and present players. It's part of the game. He's going to go on to first base, but I'm sure he's seeing stars at this point. Bases loaded, 1 out. Yankees are up 3-0 here in the bottom of the first, and Garver cannot get an out. Cleve Boyer steps in the box, and he is a right-handed hitter. We need a double play here. We're looking for the double play to get out of this inning, and we're not going to get it, but that's a strikeout with the bases loaded. But again, we got to check because he's an R. And that R does not apply to this era. So a 13 will be a strikeout with the bases loaded. I just remember that. So the R does not apply to this era. I don't even know that the W applies. I think the W does apply. W does apply to this era. Yep. So that's 2 outs, and here's the pitcher. So they may get out of this inning unless I roll something weird. So it's going to be Turley up. Like if you roll a 53, it's a 21. That's about it. So actually, if I roll a 45, it's a 23. All right, so bases loaded. Bob Turley, the pitcher, is up. Here's the pitch from Garver, and that's a 62. And it's a 36. Oh boy, a 36 fielding column 3, and that's a wild pitch. And another run will score. And the other 2 runners move up. All right, here's another. I knew this. The pitcher cards always have some weird stuff on them, some peculiar results. And here's Bob Turley with a 61, and this time it'll be a 24 with second and third, and that's a pop-up to the left side. Third baseman Leake has room and makes the catch, and that retires the side finally. So 4 runs come in on 4 hits, an error, and a hit by pitch, and a wild pitch. And Yanks lead at 4-0 after 1 complete. Ted Kluszewski leading off the top of the second inning. A 25 and a 9, and that's going to be a base hit. Kluszewski's on with a single. Both pitchers are D's, remember that. So both have W's. 34, that's a fly ball center field. Mantle, under it. Ken Hunt is up next with a 21, and that's a fly ball to left. Over is Lopez, and he squeezes it for the out. 2 away. And it's Gene Leake from San Diego, California. Pitch to Leake, it's a 9, and that is a slow bouncer and no throw. Kubick grabs it, and that puts runners on first and second. So 2 men on, 2 out. And it's Del Rice. Del Rice played with the 59 Braves. Here's a pitch, and that's a 43, which will be a 29, first and second. 29. Fielding column 2, and that's a bouncer right back to the mound. Turley fields it, and that retires the side. So no runs, but 2 hits and 2 left. And we move to the bottom of the second inning. Got Richardson leading off in this inning. Let me just adjust that. I put a little arrow for some reason. All right, Bobby Richardson, who in the first inning singled and scored a run. Pitch from Garber, and that's a 34, a fly ball into left center field. Hunt on the run, and Hunt runs it down, out number 1. Next batter is Hector Lopez, bounces one to third. Played by Leake, and he throws out Lopez. 5-3, 2 down. Tony Kubick steps in the box, left-handed hitter. That's a foul ball, souvenir for a lucky fan. And he reached on an error in the first. That's a 25, and that's line to right for a base hit. Frozen rope off the bat of Kubick. 2 out single, and that's going to bring up Mickey Mantle. Always a threat for a home run, and that's going to be a 33. That's a deep drive off the bat of Mantle. Both these pitchers are righties, so he's batting lefty, and that's way back into the second deck here at Yankee Stadium for a home run. Drives in 3 and 4. So he got all of that and put it in the seats, parked it in the seats. And let's look and see quickly what home run that is for Mantle. That is his 3rd home run of the season. So I write that in there just so later on when I do the recap, I know what home run it is. So it's a 2-run home run by Mickey Mantle here in the bottom of the second inning. And the Yanks are up 6-0. So we're going to check the bullpen quickly here because things are ugly already. I just don't want to let it go any farther. Who can we bring in? 6-0. We need like a mop-up type guy. We got a guy named Clevenger. Let's see what we got. Let's see who we got here. Clevenger. Let's see if we can bring this. I believe should be. Yeah, this is Whitey Ford. Should be in the other pack. All right, let's see who we got here. Should have Clevenger. I think I made him out last game. Duran, McBride, Clevenger. All right, we're going to bring in Clevenger for this batter. He's a W. He will be a C. So he's a D and a W. Excuse me. And he's in there now. Let's see how far he can go against Maris. He'll be a C. They're looking for 1 out. Maris connects for his 3rd home run of the year. Mantle connected for his 3rd home run of the year. Here's Maris. 22, and that is a drive down the line into the right field corner, and Wagner plays it off the wall. Maris digging for second, and he's in there with a 2-out double. So Clevenger gives up a double here to the first batter he faces. Bill Skowron is up next. That's a 42, and that'll be strike 3. And that retires the side. So 2 runs come in on 3 hits. The Yankees lead it 6-0. We go to the top of the third, and it's going to be the pitcher leading off, Clevenger, with a 15, and that'll be a 23. That's always an odd. Those pitchers have those odd numbers, a 23, and that's going to be a fly ball to center field, and Mantle drops it. So it's an E8, and Clevenger gets on base. So he's on at first, and here's the top of the order. Playing it straight out of the box, as you would in 1962. You would have received this game in 1962. Here's Brickell. There was no card for him, and that's bounced to the second baseman. This is a tailor-made double play. It's going to be Kubick. Richardson, throw to Skowron in time. 6-4-3 double play. So 2 down now. Brickell bounces out into a double play. Next up is Ken Aspermonti. That's a 45, ball 4, and he walks down to first base. So Turley gives up a walk. Next is Wagner. Wagner with a 54, and that's lifted to right. Maris there. And that ends the inning. The top half of the third inning. Elston Howard next. It's going to be Elston Howard, Cleve Boyer, and Bob Turley in the bottom of the third. No runs, no hits in that inning. A couple left, the error and the walk. And it's 6-0 Yanks. Yanks scored 4 in the first and 2 in the second. Here they are in the third inning. Elston Howard leading off. Here's the pitch. It's a 13, and that's a 36, and that is... Clevenger's a W. That 36 is going to be a ball, so no walk. Again, Elston Howard with a 14, and that's popped up left field. Serve is out there, makes the catch. 1 down. APBA usually plays fast, but you can get these kind of games where there's a lot of hits, and that's line, base hit, Boyer with a single. Next up is going to be Bob Turley with a snake eyes, and that's going to be a base hit. And that will send Boyer to third base. This type of game like this where the hits don't stop, those are the games that take longer. And usually the games when they're 6-0, 8-0, and they have a tendency to kind of linger until you get into a rhythm at some point. So first and third, 1 out. They're playing again for the double play. Just want to get out of the inning. 46, and Bobby Richardson's up. That's a 27. First and third, 27, and that's going to be a bounce to the third. A Y is a strikeout, but he's not a Y. Bounce to the third, and the runner will hold on this. Only 1 play, and that's the first. 5-3. Looks the runner back, fires at the first. And we got second and third now for Hector Lopez from Cologne, Panama. Stands at 6 feet, 168 pounds. Here's the pitch. That's a 33, and that is line for a base hit. 2 runs will come in on this. Yanks will lead 8-0. 1 run scores, 2 runs score. Oh, Turley may get thrown out at the plate, and he will be out at the plate for the third out. It's going to go 9-2. So it's an RBI single. He'll score. Cleve Boyer scores from third, but the inning ends there. I noticed Turley is a slow. So that is a single, and then second runner is out at home. And that'll go 9-2. Not that it matters. And score is 7, not 8, but 7. Took it for granted that Turley was going to score. Here's Ted Kluszewski leading off the top of the 4th inning. So the Yanks picked up 1 run on 3 hits in that inning. They lead it 7-0. Kluszewski up here against Turley. That's a 35, and that's ball 4. He walks. So they got a base runner. Bob Serve is up, who's got some power. He's got a 1-66 and a 5-11. That's a 34, and that is a drive to center field. Mantle backing up, and Mantle has got it. So Serve gave it a ride, but Mantle was able to catch up to it. Ken Hunt with 1 out, 1 on. Ken Hunt flied out in the 2nd inning. Pitch from Turley. That's a 21, and that's a fly ball. Popped up left field down the line. Lopez and Boyer, and it'll be Lopez. Nice running catch by Hector Lopez in left field. 2 out. And here's Gene Leake. The pitch at 21, and that struck him out. No runs, no hits, 1 left, the walk. We move to the bottom of the 4th. 7-0, Bombers. Hector Lopez singled, and Turley was thrown out at the plate to end the 3rd inning. And here we have Tony Kubick starting us off. Bottom of the 4th, 7-0 Yanks. You can see that on the screen. I don't have to tell you. That's a 66, and that's going to take us to the second column. So he lays into one and drives it, and this ball is going to be 1 hop off the wall. Tony Kubick, digging for second, slides in there with a leadoff double. Tony Kubick got a hold of one, and Clevenger's not happy. Here's Mickey Mantle. They're going to walk Mantle intentionally, set up that potential double play. Pitch to Maris, who's still due for his first home run of the season. Got 3 home run numbers, 66, 33, and 1. So you can't complain. Here's the pitch, and that's a 25 and 8, which will be a base hit. Let's see, 1st and 2nd with an 8, and that will be a single over short. 1 run scores other to 2nd. So an RBI single for Maris. And it's 1st and 2nd now. All right, here's Moose Skowron with 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Pitch to Moose Skowron, that's a 15. That's going to be lined for a base hit. Another one that's ripped. And let's see, runners, 1st and 2nd. Oh, there it is, 8. Single over short, 1 run scores other than 2nd again. Another RBI. Yanks lead at 9 now. Moose Skowron picks up an RBI single. And here comes Elston Howard. So Clevenger's taking a beating here. He's getting hammered here in the bottom of the 4th. Yankees lead at 9-0. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a 54. That's flied out to right field. Wagner and Hunt come together, and it's Wagner who makes the catch. Now Wagner's a 1, so 1st and 2nd with a fly out to right, and they're going to F on 2nd, tags up, goes to 3rd. Roger Maris is F, he will go to 3rd. So he tags up on number 7 batter. So I write that in. And here's Boyer. So 1st and 3rd now, Maris tags up. And it's Cleve Boyer. And here's the pitch, and that's going to be a 33, and that is ripped for a base hit. 1 run scores, and the other goes to 3rd, and he could get thrown out. Skowron will be thrown out at 3rd base, 7-5. But another run scores, 7-5. Oh, right here, 7-5. I put it in the second base. And that will end. That will be the second out of the inning. Let's see what it says about the batter. The third. Yep. Batter stays at first base. So Cleve Boyer with an RBI single drives in Maris. All right, sorry about that. My dog came in and started eating my cat's food. All right, so here's another run that comes in. Cleve Boyer with a single. Let's figure all this out. A single, 1 run scores, other is out at third. That's 7-5. So we got 2 outs now, and here's the pitcher, Turley. That's a 25, and that'll be struck him out, and that ends the inning. So it's a runner on first and a 13. Should be a strikeout here on these boards. And it is. So strikes out Turley to end the inning, but 3 runs come in. The Yankees lead at 10-0. On 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. They leave 1. We are at the top of the 5th inning. This game, again, it's a lengthy game because of all the hits that the Yankees are just pounding the Angels pitching. Here's Del Rice leading it off, a 54, and that's a fly ball. Down the line, Maris is there. 1 down. We got a pinch hitter for Clevenger. We got a righty, so we're going to bring in a guy named, I hope I have Pearson. I don't know if I printed him out. Let's see what I have here. Yeah, I don't know that I have Pearson. I have Throneberry. Faye Throneberry. Let's bring him up. For the pitcher, so Clevenger gets pulled. He was useless anyway. He will pinch hit here in the top of the 5th. And Turley looks in for the sign, winds and deals, and that's going to be a bouncer to third. Boyer over to first. So that's a 12, so just want to make sure it's not like a walk or something. And it's going to be an out. Actually, it's an out to the first baseman. So Skowron takes it himself for out number 2. So Throneberry, the lefty, bounces out to Skowron at first for the second out here in the top of the 5th inning. Two outs, and here's the top of the order, Brickell. Oh, I didn't use the shaker. That's a 31. That's ball 4. Brickell walks. Remember, Turley, this is his 5th inning, his 5th shutout inning. He'll become a C pitcher after this, if he can get through this inning. 2 out, 1 on. Aspermonti with a 42 and struck him out. And that'll end the inning. So he becomes a C pitcher now. No runs, no hits, a walk, 1 left. And we move to the bottom of the 5th. Turley will become a C pitcher now after 5 innings of shutout ball. And it's the top of the order for the Yanks. Turley struck out. You're going to see Richardson, Lopez, and Kubick here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Yankees lead at 10-0. Yanks 10 runs, 14 hits, 1 error. The Los Angeles Angels, no runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. So pitch to the second Yankee second baseman. That's lifted to left. Serve over. Squeeze it for out number 1. Hector Lopez was 1 for 3. Flied out, grounded out, and singled, and he's going to pop it up here to left field. Serve. Brickell and Leake going back. Serve coming in hard, and it's serve. Makes the catch. 2 out and Tony Kubick. Oh, wait, I didn't even pick a pitcher yet. Not that it matters. Didn't come up. And who's on the mound? Let's see. Let's bring in Bozefield. There he is. Bozefield is on the mound. Bozefield is a C. And a Y. All right, Tony Kubick with a 65. That's popped up. It's going to be in foul ground behind the plate, and that's the catcher. Right there is Rice for the out. 3 up and 3 down for Bozefield in this inning. Go to the top of the 6th. Wagner leading off. Bob Turley checks in. He's a C now, so he's moved up in that world. A 66, and that's a deep drive to right field down the line. If it stays fair, it's gone, and it is gone. Home run, solo shot for Wagner, and it's 10-1. He quietly rounds the bases. Of course, they're down by 9 runs, so he's not going to celebrate all that much. Here's Ted Kluszewski, and Turley goes back to a deep pitcher. That's a 24, and that's lifted to left center field, Mantle and Lopez, and it's Lopez who makes the call. Serve is up next, and the pitch to serve, a 64, struck him out. 2 out. Ken Hunt today is flied out twice. And that's a 24, and that's a strikeout. So back-to-back Ks for Turley. 1 run comes in on 1 hit, the home run by Wagner. And we move to the bottom of the 1st. Bottom of the 6th, excuse me. Bottom of the 6th. Mantle, Maris, and Skowron. Bozefield is on the mound. He's a CY. Here's a pitch to Mantle, a 52. Bounce to 3rd. And that is Leake's high throw. Nice stretch by Kluszewski. 1 away. Roger Maris. Maris today is 3 for 3. He's got 2 singles and a double. Looking for his first home run of the season. He's not going to get it here. That's a ground ball to second base. Up with it is Aspermonti, and he throws out Maris. 4-3. Here's Skowron. Skowron is 2 for 3 today with a couple RBIs. That's going to be a 42, and struck him out. That ends the inning. 3 up and 3 down, so 2 consecutive 3 up and 3 down innings for Bozefield. Where has he been in this game? We've needed him. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Leake, Rice, and then the pitcher. I'm going to let the pitcher bat, kind of given up in this game already. 62, and that's a 39, which will be a strike. Here's a W. 39 may be a base on balls, and it is. It's a W base on balls. So Leake is on. Del Rice is next with a 56, and that's a 34 with a runner on first, and that is he's a strikeout. Gets a YK there. Oh no, I thought it was a Y2K, but it's a Y5K. So that's his 5th K of the game. All right, so we got Bozefield's going to bat. Bats in 7th. And that's going to be a 45, and that will be ball 4. So the pitcher walks. That puts runners on first and second here. It's 10-1 the score. Brickell is up next. Brickell today is 0 for 2 in a walk. You know that Turley's got a W, so he's walked 2, 3, 4, 5 walks. Pitch to Brickell, that's going to be a 16 and a 12 with first and second. And that's going to be ball 4 because it's a W again. That's going to load the bases. 3 walks, loads the bases. And Aspermonti comes up, and that's going to be it. We're tired of Turley already. Had enough. I'm going to bring in Stanford. Bill Stanford. Let's see if I have him in my set. Bill Stanford. Yep, dude, Bill Stanford. There he is. So he will come in for Turley, and he is a B. Z, so he's a pretty good pitcher. And he's going to face Aspermonti with the bases loaded and only 1 out. 10-1, the Yanks are up. It'll be a 42, and that'll be a swing and a miss, and he goes down on strikes. 2 down. And here comes Leon Wagner. He homered. He's 1 for 3. And that's going to be a 33, and that's a 5 with the bases loaded. And that is first column. That's going to be first column, bases loaded, 5. There it is. That's going to be a double to right. And that's going to clear the bases unless it's a slow runner at first, and it is not. So 3-run double here in the top of the 7th. For Wagner, who rips one down the line past the diving Skowron into the corner. Maris has trouble retrieving the ball. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, and the throw to the plate not in time. So 3 RBIs, 7, 9, and 1. So 3 RBIs there for Wagner, and here's Ted Kluszewski. 10-4 the score. Yeah, no pitcher takes away extra base hits in this game. So here's a pitch from Stafford with a 53. That's going to be a 20. Our second baseman's an 8. So that should be fielding column 1, I believe, off the top of my head. Nope, runner on second base. Got to lift all these boards and find the right board. There it is. Grounded to second, and he will field that cleanly and throws out Kluszewski. So we go. This is 7th inning stretch. Now we'll take a second. The score is the Yankees 10 and the Los Angeles Angels 4. All right, we're back. Bottom of the 7th inning. Playing APBA Vintage, 1961 cards. And that was, they scored, let's see, 3 runs in the top of the 7th. The Los Angeles Angels did on 3 walks and a big bases clearing double by Leon Wagner, who's got 4 RBIs on the day. So despite the blowout, he's having a good day for himself. And it's going to be Elston Howard leading off the bottom of the 7th inning. We still got Bozefield in there. He's a C pitcher. That's a snake, guys, and that's a drive in the gap. And that's going to hit off the wall. Played by Serve. Into second base goes Howard with a leadoff double. Drives the first pitch for a double, and Yanks have a runner in scoring position. Again, here's Cleve Boyer. Pitch from Bozefield, that's 65. That's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes out. Stafford is up. It's a 46, and that's a 29 on Stafford's card. 29 will be a ball that's hit the first base, and Kluszewski will flip to Bozefield. So it's a 3-1. That'll allow the runner to move to third. And here's Bobby Richardson with a 62, and that'll be a drive in the gap, and that's Hunt after it, and Hunt comes up with it. Turned on the Jets and caught up to that drive by off the bat of Richardson to left center field. To end the inning. Go to top of the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left in that inning. Serve in the top of the 8th now. Against Stafford. Oh, that's foul back. Souvenir for a lucky fan. That's a 41. That's bounced to short. Charged by Kubick. And he fires the first in time. 1 down. 10-4 Yankees. Here's Hunt with a 23. And that is a rib to short. Gobbled up by Kubick. And he throws out Hunt. So back-to-back putouts for the shortstop, Tony Kubick. And here's Leake with a 34, and that's a drive to center field. Mantle takes a few steps back. He's under it, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, none left. Move to the bottom of the 8th. That was a quick APBA inning, I call it. That's 10-second inning. You can get those in Fall Classic Baseball as well. Although Fall Classic Baseball has a lot more detail, small details, but they played very fast. Here's Hector Lopez. 52 and a 27. Will be a bounce to third. Leaks. He makes the play. Leaks to Kluszewski. Lopez is out. Lopez is 1 for 5 today. 2 for 4 is Kubick. He doubled in the 4th and singled in the 2nd. Reached on an error in the 1st inning, and that's a 32, which will be bounced to, that looks like a 6, bounced to second base. Easy play for Aspermonti. Ken Aspermonti. And here's Mickey Mantle. Mantle with a home run today, his 3rd of the season. He's 1 for 3. Got a single, a homer, drove in 3 RBIs today with an intentional walk, and he bounced out to the 3rd baseman. Here's a pitch from Boesfield, Ted Boesfield with a 45, and that's ball 4. He takes ball 4 outside. And here comes Roger Maris, who's 3 for 4. Roger Maris still hasn't hit his first home run of the season. And he's got the best home run number, so sometimes it's just the luck of the dice. Here's a pitch from Boesfield. And that ball is a 35, which will be ball 4. Back-to-back walks here. So he may be tiring. We want to get him to get this last out of the game. Here's Moose Skowron now. 2 for 4. 2 singles and 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Skowron. That's a 45, and that's ball 4. That loads the bases. Oh, boy. I think that's going to be it. Here comes Elston Howard. And that's going to be it for Boesfield, who did a good job. And it's going to be Mahler. See if I can find him. There he is, Ron Mahler. And Mahler is an XW. Everybody's a W back then. And of course he's a D. Oh, actually he's a C. My mistake. And he'll be a B right now against Elston Howard, because there's already an out in the inning. And here's the pitch, and that's a 62. I don't know if that's an original rule. A 62 is going to be a 38 with the bases loaded. Yikes. And remember, this is fielding column 3. Using the actual charts, the old school charts, 38 is going to be an infield fly. Pop-up, shortstop, loses the ball in the sun, runners advance 1 base. 2 out, single, runners advance 1 base. Wow. So a pop-up, Brickle looks like he's got it, and Aspermonti is looking at Brickle, and Brickle now looks at Aspermonti, and Aspermonti lets the ball drop. And that's going to be a RBI single for Elston Howard. Drives in Mantle, and the bases are loaded, continue to be loaded, so that's like an unusual APBA play. And here's Cleve Boyer with the bases loaded. So Mahler goes back down to a C, and here's the pitch, and that is a snake eyes, which is going to take us to the 2nd column. So that's a drive into left center field, and let's see what's going to happen there. And that's going to be a 41. That's going to drop into the corner and roll away from serve. 1 run scores, 2 run score. And Howard now, is he going to score? He's going to, is he an S? We'll hold him up. He is an S. He's going to hold up. So a 2-run double with the bases loaded for Cleve Boyer. Drives in 5 and 6. 5 batter and 6 batter. And here comes the pitcher, Bill Stafford again. Yikes. What a game. Yankees lead it 13-4 blowout. And Stafford with a 25, and that's a 21 with a runner second and third, a 21. What is that going to be now? Fielding column. That's a hit by pitch. Yikes. Bases are loaded. For the top of the lineup, Richardson. And here's the pitch from Ron Mahler. And that's a 36. It'll be a 32, and that's a fly ball right field. Wagner. And he's there, and that retires the side. So Yanks pick up 3 more runs on 2 hits, and 3 walks and a hit by pitch. And we go to the top of the 9th. Last licks, 13-4. Last licks for the Angels. It's going to be Del Rice, a pinch hitter, and all right, so Del Rice is up. He is 0 for 3 today. Here's the pitch, a 61. That's a strikeout. 1 down. We got a pinch hitter now for Mahler. Let's see. We're going to bring in Sergeant Bilko. I think I have a guy named Sergeant Bilko. Let's see if he's available. I also got Becker, another guy. I had to make a lot of extras because this team had a lot of extra players. They made a ton of trades. Sergeant Bilko, and let's see if I can find Becker. Bilko's there. I like Becker because he's a lefty. Not that it matters. Stafford is a righty. Not that it matters in a game like this at this point. Plus, righty-lefty matchups don't mean anything in APBA Basic. Who was I looking for? Becker. I don't think I have him. I don't think he had enough at-bats for me to even print him out. He probably had very few at-bats. Let's see how many at-bats he had. Oh, yeah, he had 8 at-bats. I'm not going to have him. I didn't print out anybody with 8 at-bats. Okay, so Bilko will bat here in the top of the 9th. Let's just write him in here. Bilko, top 9, pinch hit. And here's a pitch from Stafford. Say 46, and that's a strikeout. Two out, and here's Brickell. Scores 13-4. Yanks 13 runs, 17 hits, 1 error. The Angels, I was going to say the Dodgers. The Angels 4 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. Brickell is up. 2 outs. Top of the order, Brickell today's walked twice, and he's 0 for 2. Jesus. Trying to pick these guys up, not always easy. Dragging them across the board. All right, here's the pitch, and that's a foul ball. Pull down the line, foul. And a 62 will be a fly ball right field. Maris towards the line, and Maris comes up with it, and the ball game is over. No runs, no hits in the top of the 9th. Yankees, they win it. And it's going to be Yankees 13-17-1 against 4-4-1. But they had a ton of walks. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 walks for the Angels. Not many hits, only 4 hits. And let's see. The loss is going to go to Turley gets the victory. He's 2-0. And the loss goes to Ned Garver. He's 0-1. Remember, we're at the beginning of the season here in April. And the Yanks' record now is going to be 5-0. So the Yankees will be 5-0. And the Angels are going to be 1-4. And that's about it. This is Tony Porter. And I had two. How many pitchers did I have for the Yanks? Oh, just one other pitcher, which Stafford came in, right? Yeah, just had Stafford come in. That's the only one I used. Let me just double check the box score. Yeah, Stafford went. Turley went 6.13 hits, 4 runs, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts, 1 home run. Stafford went 2.2, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. And that's about it. So I'm going to set up for another game of Strat Vintage using the actual boards, the original boards, and hopefully we get some better pitching. Jesus, everybody was a 4, everybody was a D, which is really the worst of the worst. Just like the league average, there's nothing that could be done there. A lot of them had W, so every W was a walk, and that slows down the game tremendously because I got to keep on checking for that all the time. So that is another added factor that slows down the game. Otherwise, these games play pretty darn fast. It's roll, result, roll, result, roll, result. That was the strength of the APBA. It's based on the national pastime. A lot of it was taken right from national pastime. Most of this game was, except for I think they added the pitching part of it. There was no pitching part in national pastime. Anyway, this is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV, and remember to check out my like and subscribe, of course. And check out my other vintage replays, the 83, and of course the full classic replays that are more modern. They're older replays, but it's a modern sim engine. And but I do also play Strat periodically, and Deep Drive, which is a modern sim engine as well. And I'm doing 2019, and I'm doing 1971. Waiting for the modern cards for the version 3 cards for 71. Remember to join the Universal Baseball Association Facebook group on Facebook, obviously. And it's a Facebook group for guys that don't like Facebook groups. You're going to like this one. A lot of good guys, a lot of good content there. Kurt Berglund's there, and RJL is there, and a lot of other guys join and add content. So, and good discussions on games, old and new, and on rules, and so on and so forth. And that's about it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.